Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on Wednesday, January 31st. It's the last day of the first month of 2024. And we got a little spicy movement in the crypto markets today because of today's FOMC meeting. We will talk about that, as well as what is in store for Dogecoin and cryptos for February, leading up to April's Bitcoin halving. And who knows what can happen the rest of the year. We're going to talk about that Jupiter airdrop, XRP a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff going on. If you didn't see my video earlier today, I covered all of these things before FOMC, but now we can follow up on them and talk a little more post FOMC. So welcome. Here we are. Doge upper sevens. Couldn't hold 8 cents is what I dropped down here in the corner. Couldn't hold 8 cents. We were just brushing along it here today, but couldn't get above and stay. So, but this was primarily driven by Bitcoin. I mean, look at Bitcoin's downtrend here this afternoon. That was a big sell-off here in Bitcoin. And again, what is going on? It's liquidations. Look at Ethereum too. $9 million in liquidations of just Ethereum in the past hour. That's just in the past hour. ETH. And what was ETH doing? Well, ETH was going down too, right? But it's like, who's trading that much? Where it's in millions of dollars trying to catch a wave of an uptrend that wasn't quite ready to start yet. I said February. It's not February yet. It's still January. And what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is trying to close below 42.2. And why do I say 42.2? Well, we've got this map, right? Which is the Bitcoin returns. And we've been watching this because we've had 4 green months in a row for Bitcoin. And here we are in January 2024, right here, up 1%. If I refresh this, is it still going to say 1%? I don't know how often this thing updates. It doesn't update right on the minute, I guess. But where was Bitcoin on January 1st? Well, we can see, right? We can go to the daily. We can say, where was Bitcoin on January 1st? It was 42. Yeah, about 42.2. And right now it's at 42.4. So if it comes down to 42.2 by, well, it's got 2 more hours, right? 2 more hours till the close of the day and the month. Will we be seeing that go to 0 and maybe turn red? So we'll be watching that. I mean, there are traders who believe in this stuff, right? And it's like, what are you going to do? But that could be where Bitcoin's heading. But Doge, again, we're talking about trends, right? And is there going to be a next uptrend? So here's what we have on the daily for Dogecoin, right above me, right here, right? This is where was the middle of October. We were buying Dogecoin at 6 cents. We were buying Dogecoin at 6 cents. In fact, that last chunk of Doge we bought right here was 5.88 cents. I got a bag for myself. We also bought a bag for the Kriss Pax DCA portfolio, which is still up 33%, despite not a great month so far for Doge. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what did we do? We bought on October 9th, we bought 14,000 Dogecoin at 0.05885 because we were saying, okay, this is the bottom, guys, because it just looked to me like the month of October, we were going to start a new uptrend. And I said it then, and you guys that were watching me and were with me there know that I said, this is it, guys. And so we bought the rest of the $10,000 that I had left for that Doge, and it took our Dogecoin average price down to 6.1 cents. So we've got 75,000 Dogecoin in this portfolio at an average price of 0.061. That's pretty good. And that's when I called it right there. So this was the uptrend. See these purple lines here? No, kind of hard to see on the screen, but that was the uptrend that we had. We broke out of this, descending wedge here that we had, and because we called that triple bottom, and then that one last dip, and that was it. That was the time to buy. So we bought. There's the uptrend. What has happened since then? Well, Doge just went on a run here. November into December, up over 10 cents. That was great, wasn't it? Doge over 10 cents. It's like, you remember that? That wasn't too long ago. That was just like a month and a half ago. Doge was up over 10 cents. So December kind of drifted down into the 9s. And then we started the year. We started the year at, I think, 8.9. So for the month of January, Dogecoin is down. And it's down about, right now, about 12% down for the month of January, where Bitcoin is up a little bit since the 1st of January. So we could say that this right here, especially right around 8 cents, all of that right there, that is accumulation time. That's what Jason's been doing, right? Jason's been buying. Accumulation time. We've had 3 dips down to 7.5 cents. And it is setting up for the next breakout. So we could say we've got this going on, and we can bring that all the way down to here. And then likewise, from all the way back in November across. That's what we're talking about. This is setting up, to me, to be very similar to where we were back in October. Only instead of dipping below 6 cents, we are now just dipping below 8 cents. It's setting up exactly the same way that we had back in October. What it comes out of this, again, what did we do, right? We said we had this downward ascending wedge. We had the 3 dips. We had one last dip. And what did we do? We bought a bunch of Dogecoin at that last dip. So where are we today? Guys, it's just charts are charts, right? Trading is trading, but we've had 3 dips to 7.5 cents. We have a downward ascending wedge. there's probably going to be one more dip that is probably going to be lower than 7.5 cents. Not guaranteed. Again, history doesn't always exactly repeat, but to me, this is setting up very similar to what we had here in October, except we're 2 cents higher. That's what I'm looking at the charts, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. That this is what this is looking like for me. I think February is going to be a great month of trading for Dogecoin. But we have these red days. Yep, we looked at our crypto bubbles, right? Look at this. Everything's in the red, just about. It's like top 100 coins, it's red. Right? We get that. That happens. Especially this Jupiter thing down 20%. We'll talk about that in a minute. FTT down 17%. We'll talk about that in a minute. Why Celestia went down 12%, I don't know. But some of it's profit taking, some of it is swing trading, people getting out, trying to buy in at a lower price. A lot of that happens. But yeah, red day. So we get that. And this was happening. Why? This was happening again. We go to Bitcoin. And Bitcoin trading today, a little spicy. If you're watching Tom Crown, Tom called it perfect. We're zoomed in close here to today. And Tom really nailed it because he had drawn his arrows and he said, what's going to happen is the price is going to come down into the decision. Then it's going to, well, that was after the decision, right? This was the decision point because the trend had been up, right? The trend had been going up through the day into the decision. Then at the decision goes down and then Powell starts talking. In the beginning, it goes up and then it'll go down. And he called it perfectly for that trading for the day. Unfortunately, when Powell eventually got around to saying that, because of the questions, right? There was one decent question about looking ahead to the next FOMC, which is like mid-March. And Powell basically said, yeah, we're not going to raise rates, or we're not going to lower rates in March for the Fed interest rates here in the United States. And Bitcoin didn't like that. Stocks didn't like that, and they dropped lower. Now, if you guys were listening to me the past few days and even last week, whenever I bought this FOMC, what did I say? Because I've been looking at all this stuff and I look at the economic data, that there would be no rate cuts in January. There'll be no rate cuts in March. It'll probably be May, June. May, June is when we'd be looking at our first rate cut. It's too soon now. Despite Elizabeth Warren calling up Powell, or however she contacted him and said, you need to lower rates. It's like, no, too early for that. What happens if you lower rates too early? Inflation goes back up. This is the one thing that the Fed can do. Well, they can do these quantitative easing things, but this is the one main thing they can do, is adjust the interest rate to battle inflation. So that's what they're doing. Well, that's what they were doing, right? Raise. Now it's pause. It's not drop. And that's what I've been saying. So it wasn't a surprise to me, not only when he said, no rate drop today, nor most likely is there not going to be one in March. But the markets were like, oh, interest rates aren't going to go down in March. Well, markets came down. So that's what happened today. But look, we're starting to come back up. So it looks like Bitcoin may not go down to 42.2. Looks like we're having a little bit of, now this is zoomed in. This is like a 3-minute chart. So we're zoomed in here. So we're getting a little bit of relief here, trading back up. As we're live here talking about Dogecoin, this evening had a little bit of a dip as well. Came down to 7.8 right there, 7.8. We'll see if that is the local bottom and whether this starts trading back up into the 7.9 range for Dogecoin. So that's the overall view of the market that I see, and the big uptrend that looks to me like is setting up on the charts for February. And that will be just the beginning. That'll be February into March into April. Is it going to be that uptrend? That's what Kriss is saying. Now, I've loaded up on Doge, and I'm just pretty much tapped out right now. I do not have much extra cash sitting on the sidelines. So, and I was actually a little bit ahead of my buying like every month, because last month I bought in a little bit more, not knowing that a lot of the alts were actually going to go down. Even though Bitcoin looks like it's going to be green for the month of January, a lot of the alts are in red. So I got into some a little bit too soon. But overall, it's not that bad. I mean, you zoom out and you're like, guys, it's sideways. This is sideways trading here, is what this is. It doesn't look good zoomed in when you only see these 2 red days, but we had a green day right before that. So it's not bad. It's not over 9 cents. It's down at 8 cents. But again, that's what we had back here. September into October. We had the same thing, same setup. So that's what I'm looking at. How's everybody doing here? Ryan, yes, it's Kriss time. Sippy says, the trend is your friend. Again, just because something happened once doesn't mean it happens again, but we're talking about the 4-year cycles. Can you see it all over these YouTube channels, right? All these guys saying the same thing. 4-year cycles are still in play, which means bull market, just taking a breather right now, going into the halving, probably another breather after the halving, and then this fall, it's just going to go crazy. That is the trend. That is the big macro picture of crypto trading. It's been that way for 3 consecutive cycles of 4 years each. I'm not betting against that. I'm going with it. Again, that's just me. That's just what I'm doing. Flab's ready for the uptrend. Pietro says LFG. David, thank you for the reminder. Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. Appreciate that. If you haven't already subscribed, do subscribe as well. And then notifications. Like I heard from some people saying, how come I'm not getting notified when your live stream starts? You have to hit that little arrow next to the subscribe button. Hit that little arrow, and then you'll get a choice. You have to hit all. You got to hit all notifications. Then you'll be notified when my live stream starts. And of course, I always appreciate the support. Or drip greetings. Jason's been stacking sideways for a month. That's what we've got. So what's happening in the news? Breaking cryptos, S&P 500, gold tumble as Jerome Powell doesn't anticipate rate cuts. Right? He's talking about March. Now again, Kriss already said no rate cuts in January, no rate cuts in March. Some people don't listen to me. I don't know why. I'm here making money. I hope you guys are making money here too. This is our own like little corner of YouTube here, right? That are looking for huge things happening this year into next. We're just hanging out here having a good time. And if everybody else thinks that, this FOMC is a big shock, right? Oh, not going to lower interest rates. Like, okay, guys. But that's what moves markets. And I'm just like, whatever. We'll live right past this because there's bigger things coming. Bigger things are coming ahead. Dogecoin's number of new addresses. We've been talking about this. This is the new uptrend, right? Do we have this uptrend coming because of all of these new addresses? So, talked about this on the video earlier and mentioned it again yesterday as well. All of these new wallets, new Doge wallets being created. A lot of it is Dogecoin based. However, this increase in network activity that they're talking about, increase in network activity is often seen as a bullish indicator. This suggests that Doge could potentially rise soon. So that's the first key, right? And again, I've been talking about you sort of stitch all these little signs together and it leads to something bigger. So this is one of them. It's like the launch was never happening on February 3rd, David. Was never happening on February 3rd. That's that stupid spacetv.net website on Doge 1 that said the 3rd. SpaceX never said that. SpaceX has a rocket that's launching at the earliest middle of February. It doesn't look like the Doge 1 satellite is going to be ready for that launch, though. So SpaceX is going to take off. They're going to take the IM-1 lunar lander right into space. That lunar lander is going to go to the moon, going to attempt to land on the moon, just like the Astrobotic one was supposed to do last month, but failed. Space is tough. Space is hard. I mean, Elon will tell you that, right? That this is hard stuff. But yeah, February 3rd was never in the cards. I don't know where that website got that date, but it was wrong. Because you just look at the SpaceX website and the list of their launches. And it's February 12th at the earliest. And that's what I've been saying is too, if you've been listening to me for the past couple months. So yeah, sorry, David, but just bad reference. Got to listen to me. Over the past few days, Dogecoin's price has exhibited low volatility. Growing interest in Dogecoin prompts a closer examination to determine whether the coin might offer short-term gains. Right. What does that mean? That means that the upward movement surpassed previous trend line, halted when it met resistance, declined back to 7.5 cents. Again, this was the third drop down to 7.5 cents. I just showed you on the charts, right? Couldn't break through, came back down, dipped back down to 7.5 cents for the third time, right? And what does that mean? That means that there could be one more drop lower than 7.5 cents to flush out any remaining long leveraged positions that have stop losses below 7.5. It will flush them out and then Doge will take off. We said the same thing back in October. The same setup was happening. That is how the crypto markets work. They flush out the shorts, right? They go on a squeeze and then they drop and they flush out the longs. It happens again and again. The exchanges don't want to lose money. Exchanges lose money when leveraged traders make a lot of money. They don't like that. But I'm not talking about manipulation or anything. It's just that's what happens. So should Dogecoin enter a new bullish phase? That's what we're looking at. A rebound is likely. In such a scenario, a new uptrend should happen with Doge potentially surpassing its December high. Right? Up into the 10s, could even go higher, up into like 15 or 16 cents. That's what we're talking about. Dogecoin social sentiment, also bullish. Social metrics, they are looking good. Sentiment surrounding Doge has turned bullish, indicated an increase in its weighted sentiment on January 30th, 2024. So we are seeing that again and again. All of these little things going together. And yes, we talked about the hash rate as well. Doge's hash rate is going up. These are all these little signs that are looking to a breakout, a new uptrend. That's what we're talking about here. Spiros. I hear this again and again and again. And we look at coin market cap, top cryptocurrencies priced by market cap, and Dogecoin is still the 10th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. You're telling me that the 10th largest cryptocurrency is dead? No, not. Look at it's still no. Is it being outperformed by some other cryptocurrencies in the short term? Yes, it is. But that's how crypto goes. Some coins take off while others are taking a breather, and then others take off at other times. That's where patience comes in. If you go and you try and chase all of these, you're going to lose. For the most part, you're just going to lose. You're going to sell something too early while it's still going up to go chase something else that's already gone up. And then you're going to buy at the high, that's going to go down, and you're going to lose. We DCA, and we hold, and we wait for the big bull market, which hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started yet. Now, Bitcoin is up from the beginning of 2023. Yes, Dogecoin is up slightly, not like Bitcoin is up. That is true. But we know there's a Bitcoin season and an altcoin season, and the altcoin season is coming. I showed that on my video earlier today. Altcoin season. It's coming. The altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. If I was buying today thousands of dollars of crypto, it would be in altcoins, not Bitcoin. Again, we look at this chart and we say, where's Dogecoin? Dogecoin's at 8 cents, right? Let's just say it's 8 cents. Bitcoin is at 42K. Let's say we want to double our money, right? Double our money. What do you think has a better chance of doubling our money? Bitcoin going to 84K? What is 84K? 84K, that would be well beyond its all-time high, which was 69. That would be double. 84K, that's going to be huge. Dogecoin at 8 cents. We double that. What's that? 16 cents. 16 cents. 16 cents is nothing. Doge was just 16 cents last year. And now, Dogecoin's all-time high is 74 cents. What do you think has a better chance of doubling your money if you buy today? Dogecoin or Bitcoin? And I know the trend for the Doge Bitcoin trading pair has been down. And we've been watching this. We look on the weekly, and it's been down. But what happens when you get a downward trend? Eventually, it's going to turn around. And particularly with Doge, which we know trades on a big catalyst. And if Elon Musk is going to use Dogecoin on X as part of X payments, be paying people in Dogecoin, that is going to be so huge and such an epic event. You want to miss out on that? You go ahead. Money is made by investing in something before a big event happens, not during and not after, but before. So search on YouTube, Doge is dead. A lot of people saying it, that's for sure. And I agree, this Doge BTC chart does not look great. But that's just the way it's been for the past year. Bitcoin has outperformed Dogecoin. But Bitcoin has outperformed almost every other cryptocurrency as well, except for a few. Like Sui and Say and Injective, Render, and a few others of the big ones. Yeah. But almost every other Bitcoin chart looks like this. Any other coin. But Dogecoin is still a top 10 cryptocurrency. Far from dead. Far from dead. So, right, Nick? Stick around, Spiros. Watch us all become Dogecoin millionaires. That's my goal. My goal is to be a Dogecoin millionaire. Yes. And I'm not selling any Dogecoin until I become that millionaire. And then I'll start taking some profits. 35 cents is my target for Doge. We'll see whether that happens or not. Another article. Top 3 altcoins to buy today, January 31st. Ethereum, XRP, and Dogecoin. Why? Because they're all down today versus Bitcoin. So what happened? I don't know why ETH was going down, but again, there was just, I think a lot of it was because of these leverage trading. Again, $9 million in ETH liquidated in leveraged long positions. So the price of ETH drops. So great things ahead for Ethereum. Now's a good time to get in if you want to get into ETH. Here's the ETH chart, 2283. It's had this nice uptrend that we had here. This is a weekly. Again, we had that same uptrend that we were showing. Let's go to the daily here. So what did we have in January? We had a sell-off, came back down to 2200, a rise in ETH, and now we've got the dip. So this is the dip buying right here for ETH. We have XRP. What happened with XRP? I talked about it in my video earlier today. XRP is down to 50. Look at that, 50 cents for XRP. Now's the time to get in if you want to get into XRP. Because there was that right quote of Ripple getting hacked. No, Ripple wasn't hacked. It was Kriss Larson's personal wallet somehow. Again, didn't have two-factor authentication on or something. Somebody got into his wallets. Millions of dollars of XRP. It's just like, God, even someone like Kriss Larson. That's why I'm playing it safe. I'm playing it safe. Again, I've got my Ledger Nano S Plus here. You can check out the link in the description below if you want to check out the Ledger Nano S Plus. It's the least expensive ledger, the one that I recommend the most. You don't need the X. You don't need Bluetooth. You don't need to be trading crypto off of a hardware device. No, you plug it in, you transfer in or out, whatever you're doing, back and forth to an exchange, and then you unplug it. It's not connected. You don't use the app. I do not have a Ledger app on my phone. I do not. Don't want it. Don't need it. You don't do airdrops off of this thing. Don't connect it to anything because the scammers out there are good. They're so good. And if a guy like Kriss Larson, who's got hundreds of millions of dollars of crypto, if he can get ripped off, it's like, come on, what chance do we have? So XRP was number 2, according to this article. And number 3 was Doge. That's right, because they know what could be coming for Dogecoin. And hey, dancing Doge, awesome. And it's not inspect token. Sorry, man, not inspect. Elon Musk has never mentioned anything other than Bitcoin and Dogecoin. He doesn't talk about anything else. Yeah, and a team can say anything they want, built for X. That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean anything. Sorry. But hey, maybe your inspect token will do okay, but it's not going to be on X. It's not. Hey, Mark, how are you? Staying strong. Yep. Staying strong. Bum, bum, bum. Yep, hear them. I always tell this to people, whether you think Doge is dead or not, it's still the number 10 crypto. Yep. It's still there. Yep. And right, say Dogecoin's $11 billion market cap, larger than thousands of stocks on US exchanges. Are those companies dead too? Again, just because Dogecoin has not had a great trading month for January doesn't mean it's dead. It doesn't mean it's dead. El Campo. Are there any fees when you move your crypto from Ledger to a platform? There is for Dogecoin, it's a very small Dogecoin fee. It's usually 0.03 Dogecoin or something like that. It's less than a penny. It's less than a penny. That's the Doge network fee. So if there's some exchange that's charging you more additional on top of that network fee, don't use them. They should not be charging you. To transfer on and off from an exchange to something like a wallet, like a ledger, should not have an additional fee from an exchange. They'll just be whatever the small Doge network fee is. And again, it's like 0.03 Doge. It's so small. You can move $1 million of Doge and only spend like a couple bucks for millions of Doge. That's how great Doge is. It's so cheap. So we have that. And then we've got this Dogecoin price to pump. Now this article is just saying $1 in February if network activity keeps surging. Well, we've had this surging network activity. We think that's tied a lot to the Doginals. That doesn't mean the price is going to pump. And I'm not saying it, but pumping to $1. No, it's not going to pump to $1 in February. This summer it could. Again, Dogecoin needs something, big event. And that's going to be X payments. That's what I'm looking at from here. Of everything that's in the news, that's the thing that can get Doge going. But there could be anticipation of something too that could also get Doge pricing, like we saw in April of 2021, that huge pump that we had. That can happen again, for sure. Jeff says Doge's price action this last year or so looks identical to the price action back in 2019 and 2020 before the huge run up. Yep, just at a higher level. I think it was actually more flat back then. But then when you're below a penny, anything from like 0.007 to 0.003, like that's a big move, right? Half its price. But it was all less than a penny. But that was true, which is what made January 2021 just so epic. Going from less than a penny up all the way up to 8 cents in like a day and a half. That was huge. I gave my crypto on Crypto app, but I don't want to be paying fees every time I buy and then pay fees to move them to the ledger and again pay fees to send them back. Right. So you'll pay a fee when you buy. Again, it depends on what you're buying at. Let's say it's crypto.com, although they don't charge a fee. They just give you a bad price. If you're using crypto.com, you don't get a great price there. But yeah, exchange will take a small fee one way or the other. They'll either give you a big spread in the price between the buy and ask, and you'll buy higher, meaning if you go to crypto.com right now and you see Dogecoin here is 0.0789, I go to crypto.com, which I have on my app here, and what is the price of Dogecoin right now on crypto.com? Let's see. We're going to buy, and we'll say Doge. I know it's going to be higher. Yeah, it's 0.08022. It's the price right now on crypto.com. 0.08022. is what it says here. That's how they make their money. They're selling you Dogecoin at 0.08 when the price everywhere else is 0.0788. That's how they make their money. That's like their fee, right? So you're going to pay for that one way or the other. That's how Crypto.com works. Others, like Coinbase, they use a little fee. They do that. But to transfer doesn't cost you anything. I mean, Robinhood has no fee for transfers. Again, Robinhood works a lot like Crypto.com, right? You won't get the best price. Robinhood's current price for buying Dogecoin right now, let's see what Robinhood's is. It's probably less than Crypto.com's. But I'm going to go to Dogecoin and I want to buy. It's got 0.0791 is what the current Robinhood price is. 0.0791. And what does Binance have? 0.0788. So that margin is less than what Crypto.com's is, because Crypto.com's is the worst, but it's still higher than this. So that's how Robinhood makes their money. But then Robinhood is not going to charge you other than the network fee. And again, a network fee, if you want to move from Robinhood to a ledger, it's only 0.03 Dogecoin or something like that. Less than a penny. It's nothing. So, yeah, except if you're in New York. Sorry, Zippy. Except if you're in New York. There's a few other states still like you. I think it's Washington, Louisiana, if I remember right. Yeah. Yeah, stupid state laws. So, yep. Background was like a wooden cabin wall. Yes, it was. Right. You do remember me. Yes. That was the wood paneling in my old studio. Yes. That was me. I was like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah. That was my old studio. Yep. X is going to have trouble getting a money transmitter from New York. Well, if anybody can do it, it's Elon Musk. He's already said that California and New York are going to be his hardest states. And I'm sure he's working on it. But he's going to have to do something to get them. It's not impossible, but he's going to have to do something. So there's something within X payments and how it works that is going to have to appease the New York state regulators. But he hasn't gotten into that level of detail yet. So what's Dogecoin's market cap going to top out this bull run? Okay. If Dogecoin goes to $1 with 142 billion Doge, that's $142 billion market cap, isn't it? Which would put it, 142 billion would be number 3 right here, right below Ethereum, which is at 274. So that would be not unreasonable. As I've said before, Dogecoin at $1 is not unreasonable to be at a $142 billion market cap if it's being used across the X platform. But then we talked about $2, right? We'll say, well, what if there's so much FOMO, so much buying in that Dogecoin just trades right back past $1 and goes to $2? Well, then it's 280 billion, which is right where Ethereum is now, pretty close. Again, not unreasonable. Not unreasonable. $5 Dogecoin we talked about is 750 billion, which puts us still below where Bitcoin is now. Again, not unreasonable, depending on how widespread it's being used. All of those are in play for Dogecoin. Well, are all those in play for this bull market? We'll see. I can't predict that. Is Dogecoin really going to be used across the X platform for X payments? Only Elon and his engineers know what they're planning. I don't. But if it does happen, you're going to be wishing you bought Dogecoin at 7 cents. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You're going to wish. Other coins. Yeah, so yeah, you haven't visited me for a while, El Compa. I have a big position in Algorand. Algorand has not performed very well in 2023, so looking for a big 2024. I have a big position in Cardano. I have HBAR. I have SHIB. I have some Bone. If SHIB and Bone go on a run in 2024, I want to be part of that. I still have Harmony 1 from 3 years ago. I've been DCAing my Harmony 1 position down, but I'm still in the red. I have VeChain with the VThor tokens that I'm receiving based on staking. So I have that staked. I have my Cardano staked too. My Harmony 1 is staked. Avalanche. Got a nice big position in Avalanche that I'm up over double on. I have some Ethereum Classic that I've had for a long time. Seeing if that goes back to $100. We will see. Immutable X. That was my gaming play, was Immutable X. Render was my so-called AI play, somewhat along with Fetch. So I have some of that. Chainlink, I got into the Oracle business, wanted to be exposed to that. Chainlink. Aptos hasn't done very well. The graph went good for a little while, but then kind of slowed down. I have some Aave. I went big into Arbitrum and Optimism as layer 2s on ETH. I also have Jasmy. It hasn't done very well, but just in case Jasmy goes off, I've got some Jasmy and some Rose, Oasis. I've got some Rose tokens as well. So that's my portfolio. So it's like 20, 25 different coins. Of course, Doge is my number 1. Algorand's my number 2, unfortunately. I've got some Bitcoin and some ETH as well. Yeah. So that's my portfolio. So I've got my hands in a number of different things. If I had everything in Dogecoin, I wouldn't be as well off today, because this past year has been very good in a lot of other coins, from Avalanche to Render, IMX. I'm way up on those. Arbitrum. So that's why I talk about diversifying your portfolio and having exposure to these different types of currencies, like the gaming with IMX, like Render, like the layer 2s, Arbitrum and Optimism. I'm up on all those. So that's pretty good. How much Doge is a whale? So we looked at this before. We went into BitInfo charts. So we go to BitInfo charts, right? 100 richest Doge addresses are here. So, and what we came up with was, we decided you needed to have 10 million Dogecoin. That would put you in the top. What was the percentage here? The top 0.01% would be that, because that would be this range of people here. 10 million Dogecoin and up. Some may say, well, to really have an effect on the price, you'd need at least 100 million. But that's only 160 wallets that have that much. So you add the 523 wallets there that are between 10 million and 100 million. Those are the whales. Now, many of these are exchanges. These exchanges like Robinhood, Binance, there's Kraken wallet there that's been identified. There's a few more Binance wallets. Binance has a lot of wallets that have been identified. We know Crypto.com is up here. Here's another Kraken wallet. And we also know That Webull has a big wallet up here somewhere, but that hasn't been identified. So out of all these big wallets, a lot of them are exchange wallets. So yeah, those are the whales. Kriss Pax is not a whale. I'm in this range. I'm this next line right there. But I don't have it all in one wallet. My Doge is spread out in multiple places. I don't even know how many Doge I have because it's in a number of different places. So yeah, that's the Doge. And this big wallet here, again, 32.9 billion Dogecoin. 23% of all of the Doge is in this one wallet here, and that's Robinhood's. So all of you guys that have Dogecoin sitting on Robinhood, your Doge is right there, sitting in this big wallet. And Robinhood has a few other wallets as well, but that's the big one that they have. It's not Elon Musk. It's not some big whale that's going to dump all the Dogecoin and crash the price. No, 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 no. That is Robinhood's wallet. And it's all been verified and traced from wallet to wallet to wallet. Anybody says anything different, don't know what they're talking about. So what about this block size and Doge's inflation, right? How does this go up when it's mined at a rate of 10,000 per minute? And that is correct. It's per block per minute because there's a new block created every minute. And we go to Dogechain, dogechain.info, and we can see it happening live. Here it is live. $793 worth of Doge, which is 10,000 Dogecoin, was just minted a minute ago. And every minute, it's a new 10,000 Doge. These are the transactions. The transactions that happen all get rolled up into a block. So there was 2,000 transactions in the last minute. 2,000 Dogecoin transactions happened in the last minute. They got rolled up into this one block, and as the reward, one of these miners was rewarded 10,000 Dogecoin. So that is how the inflation of Dogecoin works. How does the price of Dogecoin go up? More buyers than sellers. That's it. It's as simple as that. More buyers than sellers. If the miners are saving their Dogecoin, they're not selling their Dogecoin, then the retail buyers then can help the Dogecoin price go up. But if there's more sellers, fear in the market, or miners are liquidating and selling a lot of Dogecoin, then price goes down. It really doesn't have much to do with the 10,000 new Doge, because it goes to the miners. It's what the miners do with it that matters. It's not like they're being airdropped, but there's no Dogecoin airdrops, right? Every minute, there's 10,000 new Dogecoin. If you want to mine Dogecoin, you can mine Dogecoin, and you can collect Dogecoin. We've talked with some others in the chat, in comments too, about those that are mining Dogecoin and how much they think they're paying in additional energy costs versus the cost of their rig, the cost of their rig plus their energy costs versus the rewards that they're getting. And they're profitable. Depends on where you are. I've got such expensive energy up here in Boston that it doesn't work out for me to buy the rig. I think I worked out it would take me like 2.5 to 3 years to pay off the rig. Is that worth it? 2.5 to 3 years to finally become profitable mining Dogecoin? I mean, I would like to do it to help out the network, but as an investor, it doesn't make sense to me. to be part of that. So I don't do it. If you guys want to check out mining, because again, it's a proof of work cryptocurrency that Flying Tiger says. I have a link below for unMineable. You can check that out and you can join one of the mining pools there. But you got to have a great computer. You can't do it with just a normal PC or a laptop. You'll be making like one Dogecoin maybe every 3 days. And it's just not worth it. It's like 8 cents every 3 days. Really? That's what I was getting. Was like one Dogecoin every 3 days. I haven't checked out ant miners. You have to have an ASIC card in the computer to really be efficient. And typically you have to have like a 220 plug here in the United States for that as well. So you have to have the electrical, power in your house. So yeah, there's some cost there. It's just not that easy. But I know there's a guy who sells them on eBay, and you can just do a search on eBay. I've heard of people using that as a way to get into mining, and I haven't heard bad things about that. But it's thousands of dollars. It's thousands of dollars because you got to have that card. You got to have that ASIC card to effectively mine Dogecoin. You're not going to do it with a GPU. Will only get you so far. That's good for gaming. It's great for gaming, but not great for mining. From what I've heard. Again, I don't mine, but that's just what I've heard. What else is going up? We talked about liquidations. I don't know. Let's see what's going on with liquidations now. I haven't updated this in the last hour. Not so bad. Looks like actually more Bitcoin shorts have been liquidated this past hour. That's interesting. And ETH as well. So that means that Bitcoin's price is, coming back up. So Bitcoin's trading back up. And guess what that means? Those that were shorting Bitcoin as it was going down here were shorting it, thinking it was going to keep going lower, and they were going to pile on and make some on the short side. Bitcoin's now going up, and they get liquidated. It's like, what are you doing? You can't time these. The exchanges see what you're doing. They know what you're doing. Just saying. Let's see what's going on with Dogecoin on this CoinGlass website here. You can look at it like on an hourly basis, and you can see, all these longs getting liquidated the past few hours. But then you can click just on Dogecoin, and you can see, look at this. Boom. Dogecoin over $560,000 last hour liquidated on leveraged long trading on Dogecoin. Oh, crazy. Craziness. Hasn't Doge been found in the code for X payments? Yes, it has. Doge is in the code for Tesla payments as well. Another reason that I am so bullish. I'm bullish on Doge. Yes, it's in the code. Some sleuths found it. That's pretty bullish. You think the price will go up after people get their taxes? I have people say that, but again, it's really not just the retail isn't going to move the market that much. I mean, it's got to be big. There'll be a number of people that buy stocks too. They'll take some of their more will buy stocks than crypto with their tax returns, if they have tax returns. I don't even know where I am this year. I think I may have to owe some. I do quarterly pre-tax payments because I've got a couple side businesses. But I did do some buying and selling of crypto in 2023. And I think my net positive, it's like $50,000. So I have to pay taxes on that, short-term capital gains taxes on $50,000, which I turned around and reinvested in crypto, but I have to pay tax on those profits. So yeah, I've got tax on $50,000 that was not in my equation for the year in my pre-tax estimates. So I'm probably not getting a tax return. I think I'm going to be paying a little bit. So I got to be sure I've got some money for that. If any of you guys were swing trading and you were making profits, short-term capital gains taxes. There we go. There's Kriss again talking about taxes. But yes, you got to be ready. So red or black, not quite sure what you mean there, Flying Tiger. What's the least amount of Doge you can have to make $1 million this bull run? Again, it's the same thing. Where's the price? Right? If the price is going to be $1, if you think it's going to go to $1, then you need to have 1 million Dogecoin. So that's your goal. Buy 1 million Dogecoin and hope the price goes up to $1, and you will be a Doge millionaire. It's as simple as that. I have almost 3 million Dogecoin, so 35 cents. That's my target, 35 cents. Then I'm a Dogecoin millionaire, and then I can start layering out, selling little bits for profit. That's my goal. Is Dogecoin going to reach 35 cents? I don't know. But I'm betting on it, and I'm betting on Elon Musk and X. All the signs are there. Like Doge being found in the code for X payments. Why would it be there? Why would it be there? If he's not going to do something with it. Oh, roulette. There you go. I get it. It's like gambling. Got it, Tiger. Got it. Now I get it. I didn't get the gambling reference there right away, but got it now. Yeah. Anyway, that's just me, and I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And I loaded up on Dogecoin, particularly when all of this stuff with X was happening. And if anybody's going to do something with Doge, it's going to be Elon. And with Tesla too. Yes. Yeah, why would he do a drone show? That was like a year and a half ago. Why would he do a drone show into the shape of the Doge if he wasn't planning something for Dogecoin? What have we learned about Elon Musk, right? He gets a crazy idea and he makes it happen. Remember when he had that flamethrower, right? And then it burnt his hair a little bit and everyone was joking about like the smell of burnt hair. And then someone said you should make a fragrance or something for it. And he laughed, but then he did, right? You remember that? That burnt hair fragrance. And you know what it took to buy some of that? Dogecoin. That's right. He put it on the Boring Company website for sale, and you could only buy it with Dogecoin. Now, why would he do that, right? Because he can. It's a joke. It's funny. And what else has Elon said? Again, Dogecoin, it's the people's cryptocurrency. Dogecoin is better than Bitcoin for transactions, right? Dogecoin, not only is it a joke, but you know, what's the saying about God, what did he say? It's like, wouldn't it be funny if the currency that was created as a joke actually becomes the real currency? I mean, why would he say all this stuff? It's all leading to something. So we talked about the rocket a little earlier, Julian. There is a SpaceX rocket which is planning to launch mid-February. The date hasn't been secured yet. It has the IM-1 lunar lander. That's what that rocket is doing. It's taking a lunar lander up into space, and that lunar lander from Intuitive Machines is going to the moon. It was also supposed to take the Doge 1 satellite, but the Doge 1 satellite is not in Florida. So I don't think the Doge 1 satellite is going to be part of that mission now. That's what it's looking like. I don't have confirmation yet. I posted a reply back to Geometric, which is the company that has made this satellite. We've seen pictures of it all assembled, but why I don't know why not. It's not in Florida. And we're talking like 2.5 weeks away from a possible launch. So I don't think it's going to happen on this next launch, which is going to be not great. Not great. Fate loves irony. Yes, Flying Tiger. Fate loves irony. And yes, the Tesla is building its drive-in diner movie player charging station thing in Hollywood, California. And Elon has said that he is going to accept Dogecoin as payment. How it's going to be accepted for all of that, I don't know yet. But again, it's just something else. Why? Because he can do it. That's cool. So yeah, I don't know about the delivery. Again, about that satellite and what's going on. Geometric isn't talking. They're based in Canada. So I don't know. But they're not saying anything. If it was going to be happening, they would be like blasting it on X, and they're not saying anything. So I don't know. Hey, Samir, how are you? Welcome. You made it. Did I hear that Visa enabled crypto to fiat withdrawals from debit cards in 145 countries? I did not. I don't think Visa wants anything to do with crypto, but that's cool. I'll look into that. See what I can find. Interesting. See what I can find on that. A couple other things just for fun here. One of them, we had this Jupiter airdrop today, and somebody made $1 million today on Jupiter airdrops. $1 million on Jupiter airdrops. How can that happen? Well, I read this article, and it's really interesting what this kid did. I mean, for a 17-year-old, he had this strategy where he was going to be trading between Solana and Jupiter, moving money back and forth, doing trades, arbitrage here and this there, in order to build up whatever capital you needed to build up in order to get airdrops. And he's been doing it for quite a while. He didn't exactly say how long he was doing it, but he was doing it for a while, and it was a strategy, day after day after day. He didn't just sit there and say, oh, maybe I'll get an airdrop and maybe something for free. No, he had a plan. And this is really interesting. And if you guys are interested in airdrops in the future, I recommend this Benzinga article. And he also is on X Twitter. He's called Not Short, and he made a video here, and you can hear him talk about what he did. and he got airdropped a crap ton of Jupiter tokens. Now, what did Jupiter do today? Well, I mean, we go and we can see, right, on CoinMarketCap, we can go JUP, and we can see how Jupiter traded today. It's now at 67 cents. Oh. So if you were on KuCoin or Mexi or one of those when this thing started trading and you were buying it right at the start, you were buying it up here over $1. It's down 57%. If you were buying it, if you were trying to trade it right from the start, and see that huge drop from $1.20 all the way down to 70 cents, that's guys like this guy, who were selling their airdropped Jupiter tokens. So when you get into these airdrops, it's like, you got to know what you're doing. Don't connect a wallet that has any other crypto on it except whatever you might need for a gas fee. Again, whether it's ETH or Solana or whatever it is, minimal. Because some of these airdrops may just be siphoning off people's crypto. You don't know. This one seemed to be a legit one. But this guy, what he did, though, to get all of those airdrops was work. He worked at it for a long time. And so I recommend, if you guys are interested in airdrops, to look up Not Short, this guy here, and this post on X Twitter, and he'll tell you what he did. So I recommend that if you're interested in like how to get big time airdrops on projects. Very interesting. But yeah, the price, when Ran was live this morning, it was trading around 65, 66. He said he wouldn't touch it until it hit like 50 cents maybe. And it hasn't dropped that low yet. But there's going to be like 2 or 3 more rounds of Jupiter airdrops happening. It's like, why would you trade this? I'm not touching this. Especially when you see this kind of big drop. They do the next round of airdrops. It's going to drop again. People are getting airdrops. They're just going to sell, and they're going to take the cash. People were complaining on some of the exchanges that they were getting locked out. They couldn't trade. I mean, all kinds of things happen there. So anyway, just wanted to share that little story with you. And one more is FTX. For those still wondering what's going on with FTX, there was this talk last year that they might be like restarting the FTX exchange in order to make money to be able to pay back people. But now they see that they've made enough money off their other holdings through staking and other, that they think they now have enough money to repay back all the customers of FTX. It's like, wow, that's pretty cool. They did a good job. But that also means that there's going to be a crap ton of crypto that's going to be sold, most likely, when all of this gets sorted out. So that's the way. Just want to share those little stories with you. Just little things going on out there. Congratulations to everyone that made it through the bear market. Keep your heads up because we've almost made it to the fun part. Yes, RA. Here we go, Dogecoin. That is really good. And if you weren't here earlier in the stream, I know some of you guys have been here for over an hour, but I'm talking about this uptrend. I go to my daily Doge chart and I remind people where we were in September into October, and we had this purple downward wedge. We had a triple bottom, right? Triple bottom here. And we were accumulating Dogecoin into our Kriss Pax portfolio. all throughout that time. We were buying Dogecoin on the dips. And then there was this one big dip that happened down below 6 cents. We bought at 588. And that is when I called the breakout. And there's a video on my channel. You can go back and you can see all the stuff I was saying back then. But this is just set up perfect for a breakout. And October 19th, it broke out. And then we were in this upward trend. Well, where are we now? Look at this. Downward, ascending wedge. We've had 3 dips to 7.5 cents. We've been accumulating here, or some people have, like Jason, right? Been accumulating in this range here, upper 7s. There could be one more bigger dip that happens to flush out the leveraged longs, because that's what happens with the trading. We've seen the liquidations. There's going to be a big one coming. If you guys are trading on leverage, be careful. Most likely, there's going to be one more that's going to come down below 7.5, somewhere down here. Who knows? And then this thing's going to take off. It did it here. It's setting up the same way for February. And this is what I'm talking about, is a new upward trend. Here's what we had for that upward trend: October, all the way through November, into early December, and it went all the way up over 10 cents. But now, instead of starting at 6 cents, we're starting at 8 cents. If it does the same thing, that means we'll be up over 12 cents. That's what I'm looking at on the charts. And that's what I'm going to be talking about through February, is this exact setup here. Does it play out like we had back here in October? We will see. But that's the new uptrend I'm talking about. So yeah, let's go, Julian says, right? Let's go. Joseph, on the states, Elon said in an interview a couple weeks ago that he had over half the states, but the only ones that have been registered on whatever official form it is talking about 16 or 17 states. Nevada was the most recent one. So I don't know for sure exactly how many states he has those money transmitter licenses in. But I know he doesn't have New York and California, because he said that too. And those two are going to be the hardest ones. We're talking about X payments, and for X as a company needs to have in each of the 50 United States a separate money transmitter license in order to operate as a payment transmitter in each state. And he said he wanted to get all of the states before he launched X payments. I mean, what if they did all the states except New York, right? It's like, well, if you're in New York, sorry, right? But all the other states can do it, just not you guys in New York. Well, of course, Jack Mallers is going to mock Doge. He's a huge Bitcoin maxi, talking about his Lightning Network. Lightning Network this, Lightning Network that. But you know what? You do a search on negative things that people are saying about the Lightning Network, and you start to find out maybe that Lightning Network isn't all that it was cracked up to be. Maybe. But yeah, he's the Lightning Network guy, Bitcoin maxi. Of course he's going to mock Dogecoin. But I think he might know that Elon is probably going to use Dogecoin, and that's going to piss him off. That's the way it is, though. So yeah, good luck, Jack. Good luck. He's a grifter, but he's also a rich grifter too, because he got into Bitcoin early enough that he's now pretty wealthy, which allowed him to make this company that is doing this Lightning Network thing. So, yeah. He's a grifter, but he's a rich one now. So I'll give him that. I will give him that. Joseph says Doge is going to do big things. Yep, and I agree with that. So, guys, that's what we have today. I'll be live again Friday, 5 o'clock. Have a couple videos before then. In between, catch up on the latest news, what's been going on. Please be sure always to give a like, subscribe, hit the notifications, and as well, in that subscribe button, hit that little down arrow and make sure that you have the all little bell for notifications. All. That's the one that's got to be hit so you actually get the notifications when I go live. So check that out. We're having fun. I know the trading sometimes just looks like Doge isn't going anywhere, but it's not dead, right? I think we've confirmed that. And there's good things ahead for Dogecoin. So thanks, everyone. And we will see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.